Welcome back to the Restless Recluse. Thanks to the unexpected failure of my GoPro camera mount while in Romania, my efforts to film the trip came to an end on the Transfiguration. But as a wind down to it, I thought I'd do a couple of short videos covering what I brought with me and some of the logistical and financial planning that happened behind the scenes. So without further delay, let's start with my equipment list. Packing for any extended motorcycle trip is driven by two variables, volume and weight. Regardless of your luggage type, there's still only so much that can fit onto a motorcycle. For this 4-month international trip, I opted to use the luggage that I already had, Moscow Moto's Reckless 80 soft bag system. My Reckless 80 also has 2 optional pouches, giving me more capacity. Combined with the saddlebags, I use my old Field Shear tank bag, chosen because it's big enough to carry my little 12-inch laptop. Of the items you bring, you don't want to have the weight unbalanced or add too much to the bike. More weight means more stress on the frame, and you end up with a heavier bike that loses some of its maneuverability right when you need it the most. My heaviest item was my complement of tools, and even those I pared down as much as I dared. It helped that my route wasn't taking me into terribly remote places, so chances were good that if I didn't have a tool that I needed, it would still be reasonably easy to track one down. You'll see in this list that I've segregated things into items worn, items mounted directly to the bike, items stashed under the seat, and then what went into each of the bags. At the end of this list are the PDFs that I prepared in advance and kept handy on my laptop. I think the items within these lists are pretty self-explanatory, but feel free to ask any questions in the comments if you have any. Okay, on with the show. So my daily wear involved, of course, the helmet, the jacket in the cooler weather, after which, when I got into the Mediterranean, it got rolled up and stashed in the tank in the saddlebags. My impact rig is a Thor model, no longer made, and it was my ventilated armor rather than bringing 2 jackets, one heavy, one light. Then you have your boots, your gloves, riding pants, and other various things that were worn on me. Not shown on this list was a set of emergency contact dog tags that I made up and wore around my neck, so that if for whatever reason I ended up separated from the bike or from anything else, I still had some ID wrapped around my neck. Mounted to the bike, I had my cramp buster, I had my Kyocera old cell phone GPS, the GoPro for a while, a 5/8" cable and disc lock system, and my front axle hex wrench. Under the seat, I had my tube of Forma gasket, my JB weld, spare clutch lever, spare brake lever, some fuses, and a set of nitrile gloves. In the tank bag, went my rain bag cover, various directions, documentation, a little first aid kit, toilet paper, various chargers, my headlamp, a toque, and again in the colder climates I was in, my Leatherman, and my laptop. In the right hand main saddlebag went long underwear, which again I needed in April and May, and again in the Alps, my long sleeve shirt, and then my street clothes and sandals. For footwear, what I had to choose from was my riding boots and my sandals. I didn't bring running shoes. The right hand rear pocket saddlebag went the bike cover, which I strongly recommend bringing with you if you're traveling internationally. In the right front pocket went the large duffel bag that carried all of my saddlebags and gear once they were broken down, so that they could be shipped easier on the plane. In the left-hand saddlebag, bathing suit, which also doubled as shorts, various cordage and chargers, I brought a spare helmet visor because I figured that if I didn't, I would sure as hell need one because I would end up dropping the helmet right on the faceplate. Fortunately, I never did, but it's one of those things, if you bring it, you won't need it. If you don't bring it, you will. Also in that bag, baseball hat, my cook set, and whatever food I was carrying with me. In the rear pocket went my rain gear and rain gloves. And then in the front pocket went the heavy collection of tools, which, as you can see, didn't turn out to be too heavy after all. Behind the saddle bike system sat a top duffel, waterproof. They carried my tent, my cot, all my sleeping stuff, plus my little table. And my shaving kit, which, as you can see, isn't too exciting. And lastly, there's a list of PDFs that I scanned and prepared ahead of the trip, which I not only kept on the laptop, but also emailed to myself so I could access them if I lost the laptop. And that, as exciting as it is what the trip consisted of. So, like I said, please feel free if you have any questions about what I brought and why I brought it. I'll be happy to go into any details, but I think it's all pretty self-explanatory, and I would be the least bit surprised if this is my least viewed video in my entire collection. So, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next month. Bye for now.